Hello, hello, beautiful souls, welcome. This video is full of information about the Devas and Elementals. Why are they here, what they are exactly, and how they have been used in magic. As I say, take what resonates with you, and what does not, continue searching for your truths. Devas are any spiritual force or being. They exist on many dimensions of perception. The word deva comes from Sanskrit and means the shiny ones. Devas are the feminine energy because they embody that which is formed. The earth itself is a deva. Devas exist from the tiny little fairies to water sprites, sylphs, elves, dragons, all other mythical creatures, to the highest realm of archangels. So when I get an idea for a video, it usually starts with a question. The question that led me down this great rabbit hole was, are angels and fairies from the same realm? Or are they from separate realms? Well, some of the research I encountered made it clear they come from separate realms, and others state they are from the same. My conclusion is they are all from the same, and they're all called devas. And they have different ranking. The more evolved consciousness, the higher in their ranking. And they are all the creative intelligence that create and make balance in nature, allowing nature to be as perfect as it is. Another major reason for me wanting to do this video is because in the spring of 2019, when I first began this channel, I set out to learn all that I could about the activity I first caught on security cameras, and on occasion see for myself today. As I reached out to those that were gifted with psychic abilities, they told me you are surrounded by elementals, fairies, angels, and even a few negative energies. My research began with elementals, and then the universe presented me with the devas. Although devas are often associated with working with nature, they also work with humanity. After all, humans are part of the natural world, whether they realize it or not. Therefore, devas transmit messages concerning the need for peace and harmony, as well as caring for all of nature's creatures. Some believe that when humanity had achieved a high enough state of evolution, devas would begin to communicate with humans to assist them further. Obviously, this is already occurring and has been for some time. Devas communicate with people through channeling or psychic communication. It is also said that devas can connect to humans telepathically and are aware of a human's thoughts. Many are beginning to see fairies. By many, I mean adults. Most children can see them automatically and do not even question what they are seeing. When seen, they are often seen as beautiful humans with wings. Devas inhabit the etheric and astral planes. They are also able to come into the third dimension that we inhabit. A deva can change size and appearance almost instantaneously. Now you're about to see videos of the activity in my home, the most recent, and also in the middle I put in still shots and I circled the deva, which in the end appears to look like an angel in sorts. And then I ended with the video again so you can get a recap and watch closely. There are fairies and angels in both videos. This is what I feel intuitively. Divas are not solid forms, but rather energy forms. They can fly and move according to the astral substance for which they are a part of. All that they do occurs because of thought. Divas think in terms of identity and purpose. This is their wisdom, unlike humans, where compassion, love, and intelligence create their wisdom. Divas don't have emotions either. They have units of intelligence or units of sentience. So when making a comparison between divas and humans, humans are heart-based, they feel compassion, and have developed a love consciousness. Divas also differ from humans in their ranking and chain of command. If a greater diva commands a lesser diva, for example, a small fairy is commanded by an archangel, this small fairy will immediately and lovingly do what it was told to do. They do not know what it is to disobey, argue, or rebel, because they have none of these wills. When it comes to sacrifice, a diva will do this and will not see it as a sacrifice. Divas do not feel pain or suffering either, unlike humans. Divas are credited with great powers in the sky, water, earth, exploding star clusters, regulating the tides, and the healing energies found in food, herbs, and flowers. We cannot discuss their great power without mentioning how they appear in the 5 elementals. Spirit, which we have already discussed, the earth, the air, the water, and fire. All 5 of these elementals exist in every part of nature and in every human. The elementals work with every aspect of our being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Elementals exist in the 3rd and 4th dimension. They have nothing to obstruct their movements, so they move through matter as easily as we move through air, as you've seen in the video I presented earlier. They require human contact for their own evolution. Everything is hierarchical in the evolutionary scheme of elementals. Their activities are overseen by a higher developed being. The difference between humans and elementals are very elusive, they are invisible, and their soul or essence is mortal, whereas our souls are immortal, for we transcend to what some call the afterlife. Whereas an elemental will live a long, long life, longer than a human by several hundreds of years, but when their lifetime is over, they do not transcend to an afterlife. But because energy cannot be dissolved, they do evolve into something completely different. It has been told that when a flower is picked, the fairy will die. This is true, but regardless of the flower being picked, it will eventually die. Once the flower loses its life force, so will the fairy. So this is similar to how a human views death. Humans also are able to reincarnate. The fairy will also evolve and come back, but as something different. Elementals can interact with humans in both positive and sometimes not so positive ways. The elementals' energies charge, energize, and balances. Many that practice magic understand the elementals in depth and use their energy in magic to manipulate the energies in order to create their desired outcomes. The element earth is recognized as having the spirit energies of gnomes, and an archangel, Ariel, is in charge of this element. Gnomes are 2 to 3 feet tall, usually men bearded with caps. They can be both good and bad. The good can guide humans to treasures in the earth, such as in mines. When I meditated on this, I saw them guiding prospectors of crystals and stones used in energetic healing. Bad things that gnomes have been blamed for are in cases when a human gets buried alive. They have also been blamed for causing a human to have a condition called agoraphobia, a fear of leaving their home. Of all the 4 elements, earth gnomes are believed to be the less dangerous. Those that invoke the earth element in magic through ritual objects will use the following items: a bell, pentacle, cauldron, or ritual dish. They will also use crystals, herbs, salt, and bread. In magic, the earth element provides a focus on protection, prosperity, fertility, and property. The element air is recognized as having the spirit energies of beings called sylphs and watched over by Archangel Raphael. Sylphs are winged spirits and live for hundreds of years and can obtain immortal souls through good deeds done for humans. They can also assume human form for short periods of time and vary in size from being very, very small to the size of an adult human. They are usually seen in the wind. Many will call upon the elemental to help them work on their inner self and understand their shadow side at a deeper level. The air elemental, the sylphs, can help someone open their mind and fine-tune their intuition. Magically, the air element can be represented by the atham or ritual knife, by the sword, or by incense. On a very personal level, they can be invoked by incense or essential oils being burned. The element water is recognized by spirit energies called undines. This elemental water spirit is watched over by Archangel Gabriel. These elemental spirits of water live in coral caves under the ocean, on the shores of lakes, on the banks of rivers, and in marshlands. These water spirits, the undines, are associated with beauty and prosperity, and yet it has been claimed that they can possess a home and cause mysterious puddles of water to form and damage plumbing systems. Even more sinister are the claims that undines can possess a human being and tell them to end their life by drowning themselves. They can be found wherever there is a natural water force. They are also subject to mortality, such as gnomes, but seen to be more enduring than gnomes. This elemental being can assist us with the will in awakening and the gifts of empathy, healing, and purifications. Undine can be seen as water sprites, water spirits, and more evolved consciousnesses of mermaids and mermen. The undines work to maintain our astral body, awaken our feelings to connect with nature on a deeper level spiritually. They can assist in the increase of psychic awareness and increased emotional awareness. Magically, the water element are represented by the chalice or ritual cup and with water or wine. Magically invoked for love and sex magic, for healing, relationship issues, and children. On a personal level, connection can be done near any water source or through scrying in water. The element fire is recognized by spirit energies called Salamanders. These are elemental spirits of fire. They are the most powerful of the elementals and are watched over by Archangel Michael. They are also the most dangerous of all the elementals, described as fire lizards about a foot or more in length, or can also be seen as an elongated wand and are likened to be in shapes of flames. Salamanders live in volcanoes or lakes of fire. They can also be seen in forest fires. The larger the source of the fire, it is perceived by some, the larger the size of the fairy. Like the chameleon, they are constantly changing and moving like a flame itself. They are also believed to spontaneously combust. Magically, they may be represented by a wand, candle flame, or sacred fire, and can be invoked to bring power, light, inspiration, creativity, energy, and cleansing. On a personal level, they are invoked through candles, flames. This concludes my video on Devas and Elementals, and I hope that you're able to take something away from it. I enjoyed making it and creating it, and I think that most understand, no matter how open or awake they are spiritually, that we are not here alone. Anyway, I hope that everyone understands we are not here alone. We come into this lifetime with angels that are constantly working to guide us. They can never interfere with our free will unless we ask them to do so. But we also have these other beings that are working hard to assist us. They telepathically can communicate with us when we are open to that. And they know our purpose. They probably know more about what we're here to do than we do. So they work with us, and sometimes they teach us, and even though sometimes the lessons aren't so much fun, they do help us learn and evolve and grow spiritually. So with that all said, I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you again. Bye. Love and light.